Dragon Ball began with two characters, Son Goku and Bulma. And I think a lot of the fan base misses the importance of Bulma in the entire story of Dragon Ball, from the beginning of the series through Dragon Ball Z, even into Dragon Ball GT. Bulma is arguably the most important character of anybody in the series, and really, other than the people who actually fight, probably the most useful. And joining me to talk about this is, I couldn't find a better person in all of Universe 7 to talk about it. Please welcome legendary cosplayer, YouTuber, and fantasy wardrobe engineer, UncannyMegan. How are you, love?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on this video. I'm excited to talk about this topic.
Now, before we go any further, Bulma is your favorite character. Why?
Ever since I first started watching Dragon Ball, I immediately fell in love with her. She's just, I get all tongue twisted because I'm just like overwhelmed with love of Bulma and just Dragon Ball in general. But she's such a big character and a main character and such a big part of Goku and his life and how he functions. And I just love her. I always have.
Yeah, and that's fair. And Vegeta loves her too, in different ways, at least
And
twice a
so,
week.
so did Yamcha.
For a little while, yeah. Maybe later on we'll do a video about why Bulma left Yamcha. That would be a good little topic for you and me. I have an idea, but no. But let's talk about Bulma. So, a lot of the fans, they love the fights. I mean, people love Dragon Ball. They love the comedy. But to me, Bulma is so important because when you trace everything back to the series, Bulma has legitimately. If it wasn't for Bulma, if you retrace the steps of Dragon Ball,
Nothing would have happened.
yeah, you pretty much exactly. Because, it's not just the fact that Dr. Briefs invented the Hoi Poi capsules, and then, of course, she invented the Dragon Radar. Because that's the thing. She invented the Dragon Radar. With no Dragon Radar, there would be no Dragon Ball. But look at all the different examples throughout the series of Bulma being useful. Bulma has saved the world several times.
Yeah, no, it's sorry, I was in this big deep train of thought about how the series would go if Bulma didn't exist.
It would be very bad. I mean, just let's look at some of the examples. Like, okay, she obviously helped them out in Dragon Ball. She obviously, several times with Dragon Radar. She's usually the one that takes care of the Dragon Balls whenever they gather them. And to me, this is one of the more important ones. She was able to figure out how to pilot and translate the
Oh,
shuttle.
the Namek spaceship?
Yes,
Well, yeah.
yeah,
Popo helped, but
yeah, he helped, but she's the one who translated it. And then, also her dad helped rebuild the one that Goku went on. And then, to me, the big one, Megan, is that Bulma is the mother of the future. If it wasn't for Bulma not only conceiving Trunks, and it's just like Sarah Connor, she's the Sarah Connor, right, of Dragon Ball. If she didn't conceive Trunks and invent the time machine, the future would have been fucked. It really would have, or the present or
Goku
whatever.
would have died.
Yeah. But you know what's funny about time travel in Dragon Ball and about just the whole thing is that had Goku not died and had the Z Fighters not been beaten by 17 and 18 or whatever, she would have never made the time machine most likely. So it's one of those things where those events had to happen in order for Bulma to make it so that they can go back in time.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it like that. You guys have to die in order for me to come back and save you. Make sure you don't die. I'll send my son. It's okay.
Exactly. It's freaking Terminator. So, okay, in your opinion, like, how do you see Bulma as a character? Like, do you think she's a strong woman? Do you think that she's a particularly weak woman? Or do you think that she's like because I see her as like a woman who's she needs to be protected, which is why she fell for Vegeta, and because I did another video about that. He's very ambitious, but also I feel like Bulma has her moments where she can be very, very strong and very, very driven. Like, for example, when she's repairing number 16, it looks like, I mean, it's implied that she's spending hours and hours and hours repairing and programming this guy.
Oh yeah, no, she definitely needs to be protected, and that's kind of where Goku comes in to the journey in the first place, because she's like, oh, this kid's not so weak. He can, help me get the Dragon Balls, and I'll be okay. So she constantly needs somebody to be there to make sure that bad things don't happen, but she's very strong-willed and very driven, just like you said, to help make these things happen, as long as she, kind of has a man on her side to help it happen.
Why do you think that Bulma didn't never hooked up with Goku? Do you think it just has to do with Goku not seeing the signs?
Age, for one.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess that's true.
Because when it starts off, Bulma essentially is just always calling him a little brat, and it's like, because he's significantly younger than her. Not really, but
Well, not for
she sees
Japan.
him. She sees him significantly younger than her. And then I think once Goku hits the age where she's like, oh, he's kind of a man now, Chi-Chi comes into the picture and is like, hey, remember me? You said you'd marry me. Well, now we're going to get married, thanks.
Right, and I remember that scene on Namek where there was a scene on Namek where Bulma was like, maybe I should have married Goku. I don't know if you remember that one. And she was thinking about it like, maybe I should have. He's pretty handsome now. So no, and then the thing with Bulma too is that like she really is like an alpha female in that it's she's I hate when people say that Toriyama is sexist or that there's things in Dragon Ball that are sexist, because I've always thought of Bulma as a very strong character in that she's attractive, but she's also very, very intelligent. I mean, she's probably maybe the second or third most intelligent person in the entire series behind her father and maybe Dr. Garo, and even that's debatable because she seems to have caught up to Dr. Garo because she was able to reprogram 16 and shit.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. No, yeah, besides her father, she is the smartest person that at least we've met. And then even, I love it just in Dragon Ball, whenever the Dragon Radar is damaged and they're like, oh, what is this? I can't fix this. Like, nobody knows how to fix it except the baby in Penguin Village. Like,
That's right. I forgot about the baby in Penguin Village. That might be an exception. But but you know what though? I love how Bulma. Another example of Bulma is when she reprogrammed the Scouter. She just gets these devices and just figures it out, even though it's alien technology and nobody else can figure it out.
oh, no, I got chills thinking about that. I love that she fixed. I love Bulma wearing the Scouter. I think she's super cute like that, and I love that she fixes it and puts it on, and she's like, "Oh, guys, I think I got it," you know.
Yeah, put up your dukes. Beep, 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 beep. It's like 3. All right. Right. And so, in your opinion, like, do you think that Bulma is a well-written character? And I'm talking about all of Dragon Ball. And actually, one more point I wanted to bring up, too, is that in GT, she also, she helped Vegeta go SSJ4. I mean, she helped. So, she still had a purpose there, too. But do you think that Bulma's a well-written character, in your opinion?
Yeah, no, I think she's well written, and it's kind of a situation with like a lot of characters where Toriyama really focused on her all through Dragon Ball, and then Dragon Ball Z came, and she was still kind of a main character, but he definitely wasn't focusing on her as much, which I think kind of led to her being how most of the fans see her, like, oh, it's just Bulma, she's not important.
I mean, she's always around though. Like, she was obviously with the team in the first arc. She teamed up with Goku when they went to the Pirate Cave in that arc. Didn't do much in the Piccolo arc, but in the Namek arc, she goes with them to Namek. In the Cell arc, she is the mother of the future. In the Buu saga, she's just kind of making wishes. What is she? Does she do anything in the Buu saga of any relevance except for gather the Dragon Balls? I can't think of anything right now.
I don't think so. I mean, she smokes a cigarette. Does that count?
I know that's trashy old Bulma. I don't like that Bulma. I like you. Promise me you won't turn into that when you're older.
I don't want to be old Bulma. I said in the video that I put up today, I was like, I hope I grow up to be like Trunks Special Bulma because I like Trunks Special Bulma.
Well, today would be not today for those of you. It's on our channel though.
Sorry.
We're pre-recording this. So
but no, I like Trunks Special Bulma because she's significantly different than Z Bulma. I feel like
because she wants to have sex with Gohan. Well, that's the abridged version. That's so unrealistic, right? Because you know how, all right, you can vouch for this. You know how sometimes you know a guy and like you've known him since he was a kid and you have absolutely no attraction to him at all. Like I feel like Bulma would never be attracted to Gohan ever.
Well, it's almost like Gohan's one of the last men on Earth, though.
One of the last men that's actually strong, I suppose.
That could protect her, yes.
So you think that there might be something there? That's all kinds of creep.
But Vegeta's gone, Yamcha's gone. Bulma's always shown like, I need a strong man. I want a strong man. So I think she was like, this one, was related to Goku. I guess I can do that. Yeah.
Well, what about Roshi's around?
Roshi is the.
I'm sure she would dig that. So, so what do you think is the most what's the most important thing that Bulma did in the series in your opinion? Because there's a lot of debate about this. I think. Well, you go first.
Wait, I gotta think about this. Overall, ever in the entire series.
Because I mean, her making the time machine to me is like right up there. I mean, for me, It's the fact that she made the Dragon Radar. Because if it wasn't for the Dragon Radar, we wouldn't have a series.
Yeah, well, just meeting Goku in general, like, you know, that set it off. I love that scene where her car is toppled over and she's bending over and showing Goku the radar, and she's like, "This is what I'm doing." It's just very iconic. But no, I think the time machine is probably the most important thing she's done, besides start the series.
Yeah, kickstart it. And that's the thing, folks. Like, never ever underestimate Bulma. You can have your favorites, but never underestimate the importance of Bulma. All right, well, that's going to do it. Everybody check out Uncanny Megan. Megan, before we get out of here, I'm going to put the link in the description below. Before we get out of here, what is your all-time favorite Bulma moment?
All-time favorite Bulma moment. Oh my God! Wait, I have to think. This is.
Because I have
really
mine.
hard.
It involves a lot of blood. And
Uh-oh. Wait, what is yours?
My favorite Bulma moment of all time in the series involves an invisible guy, blood. That's my favorite. I don't know about yours.
Well, when you asked me, everything that went into my head was immediately dirty Bulma moments. But I love the humor in Dragon Ball, so I don't want to. I don't want to sound like, well, I only like Bulma for the dirty stuff. But I really love it when they're in the cave underwater and they come up. And Krillin's like, "Oh man, we didn't get any jewels," and Bulma's like, "I don't know about you, but I got a jewel."
That's right. I remember that. That's right.
And then Krillin sniffs it.
That was awesome. All right. Well, everybody check out Uncanny Megan, of course, and thank you again for being on.
Oh, thank you for having me. For real.
Anytime. We'll come back soon and do another one. We'll catch the rest of y'all down the road.